Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark played about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
When one of the greatest basketball players in history says they've been keeping an eye on your career, you know you're doing something amazing. That's the kind of impact Caitlin Clark has made. Larry Bird, a basketball legend and Indiana icon, recently shared that he watched Caitlin Clark and her Iowa Hawkeyes as much as he watched his alma mater, Indiana State University, last season. Caitlin's journey from humble beginnings to stardom is truly inspiring, so let's dive into her incredible story. Larry Bird isn't someone who gives out compliments easily.
A surprising name has just stepped up to defend Caitlin Clark. While she's been embraced and celebrated by many NBA greats,
He built his career competing against legends like Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan, relying on perseverance and an almost unmatched understanding of basketball. For Bird to not only watch Caitlin Clark, but also publicly praise her is a rare and priceless endorsement. Bird's admiration isn't just about her stats or scoring, it's about how she plays the game. He sees something in her that feels familiar, a spark that reminds him of himself. Back in Bird's playing days, he wasn't the flashiest or most athletic player. He didn't have Dominique Wilkins' high-flying dunks or Shaquille O'Neal's overpowering strength. What made Bird special was his incredible basketball IQ, sharp instincts, and fierce competitiveness. Now, decades later, Bird recognizes those same qualities in Caitlin Clark. She plays with a natural sense of timing, precision, and anticipation that sets her apart from the rest. Caitlin Clark is more than just a rising star, she's a game changer. Even before joining the
Clark in transition, yes!
She's Diana Taurasi, she's Steph Curry, she's insert great
WNBA, Nike signed her to $1 million endorsement deal. To put that in perspective, many NBA players, part of the world's most lucrative basketball league, don't start their careers with deals like that. Clark has already become the face of women's basketball, and she's nowhere near her peak. She's not just breaking records, she's breaking barriers and redefining what female athletes can achieve in a sport long dominated by men. But success comes with its challenges. The higher you rise, the more attention you attract. And not all of it is positive. The world of professional sports is both thrilling and unforgiving. Fans will cheer you on, critics will analyze your every move, and doubters will wait for you to slip. That's the daily pressure Caitlin Clark faces. However, it's easy to see why Larry Bird admires her. Both players share an almost mystical ability to read the game differently. While most players react to what's happening on the court, Clark and Bird seem to anticipate it.
Bird in the corner, double fake, jumper, it's good! Larry Bird hits it with 2 seconds left.
Staying one step ahead. Bird and Clark play the game on a whole different level, anticipating what will happen before it unfolds. They're always seconds ahead of everyone else, almost like they've discovered a cheat code for basketball. Take their shooting, for example. Bird was one of the NBA's most feared sharpshooters in his prime, sinking shots from ridiculous distances, even with defenders in his face. Similarly, Clark has built her own reputation for deep-range shooting, regularly making shots from distances that would leave most coaches cringing. What sets them apart isn't just their scoring ability, but their understanding of how to score. They know exactly when to attack, when to pass, and how to manipulate defenders to create opportunities, not just
helped her teammates find more confidence.
Clark and one.
She is incredibly well controlled off of the bounce, absorbing the
for themselves, but for their teammates too. Let's take a closer look at what makes Caitlin Clark's game so unique. From the moment she steps on the court, you can see the confidence in her stride and the determination in her eyes that says, "This is my stage." Like Larry Bird, Clark isn't the fastest or most athletic player, but that's never been her focus. Instead, she relies on a powerful mix of skill, intelligence, and boldness. She reads defenses like an open book, spots passing lanes others can't see, and makes split-second decisions. Clark has proven that basketball isn't just about strength. It's like a chess game, where being a few steps ahead makes all the difference. Now, things get even more interesting when Steve Kerr, a 9-time NBA champion and head coach of the Golden State Warriors, shares his thoughts on Clark. Surrounded by greatness his entire life, Kerr didn't compare her to Larry Bird. Instead, he compared her to Steph Curry. Kerr said, "Caitlin reminds me a lot of Steph Curry." He pointed out that early in Curry's career, he wasn't the superstar we know today. He had to get stronger and learn how to handle the pressure of being a target for opponents. That's exactly what's happening with Caitlin right now. Clark's journey mirrors Curry's. She's already had jaw-dropping performances, like that unforgettable game against the Washington Mystics, where it seemed like every shot she took was destined to go in, despite shooting just 22% from the field. These highs and lows are part of the grind. Champions are made not in moments of victory, but in moments of struggle. That's what makes Clark's story so special. She's not just another talented player, she's a force of nature, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete rewriting the rules. Like Bird and Curry before her, she's proving that greatness comes from a mix of skill, toughness, intelligence, and the ability to overcome challenges. Caitlin Clark's story is still unfolding, but if the past is any clue, we're witnessing the rise of a true legend. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's changing the game. Like Steph Curry, she's redefining what's possible on the court. The moment she crosses half court, she's in attack mode, confidently hitting three-pointers that most players wouldn't dare to try. These aren't wild shots. They're calculated moves she's perfected with countless hours of practice. Her passing is just as impressive. Watching her dish out assists feels like watching Patrick Mahomes on a basketball court. No-look passes, behind-the-back moves, and full-court lasers that land perfectly. Even Steph Curry has praised her, calling her fearless. The game flows through her, but she doesn't just score. She makes her teammates better. Her creativity and unpredictability make her impossible to game plan against. Curry also pointed out how flawless her shooting form is, whether she's 3 feet or 30 feet from the basket. Her hours in the gym show with every shot. When she pulls up for a long three, the crowd starts buzzing before the ball even leaves her hands. These shots don't just add points, they break the spirit of her opponents. Teams have tried everything: taller defenders, faster players, double teams, but Clark always finds a way. Her combination of range, skill, and vision makes her nearly impossible to guard. But Clark isn't all about flashy plays. She's a student of the game, with a basketball IQ far beyond her years. She reads defenses and makes split-second decisions like a pro. Her passes aren't just functional, they're beautiful, threading through tight spaces to create opportunities for her teammates. While others are playing checkers, she's playing chess, always several moves ahead. Of course, greatness comes with challenges. Some WNBA players have been slow to embrace her rapid rise, and she's had tough games, like shooting just 22% against New York. But every trailblazer faces hurdles. Larry Bird faced doubts, and even LeBron James has dealt with criticism. Speaking of LeBron, he's called Clark a game changer for the WNBA, a huge compliment from someone who's been in the spotlight since high school. Clark's story isn't just about stats or highlights. It's about inspiring others. Kids, especially young girls, look up to her and see what's possible. She's showing them that basketball isn't just about size or speed. It's about creativity, intelligence, and fearlessness. At just 22 years old, Clark is the bridge between basketball's rich history and its exciting future. She has the IQ of Larry Bird, the shooting range of Steph Curry, and a bold style that's all her own. She's not just a player. She's a revolution. Could Caitlin Clark's innovative style change women's basketball forever? Share your thoughts below, hit the subscribe button, and tell us your favorite Caitlin Clark moment. Don't miss this chance to witness history as it happens. Thanks for reading.